let's talk a little bit about the components I'm using. In an effort to make this as economical as possible, although I did go for some premium components I'll talk about in a minute. But I'm essentially using once fired factory ammunition. The cases that I'm using here are actually once fired Fiocchi's, head stamp GFL. They have been washed in a wet wash tumbler using a Hornady tumbler and steel pins. And bullet, I decided to go with the Blue Bullets. This is a 125 grain polymer coated round nose bullet, which a number of folks that are in the circle of friends I have shooting the practical pistol sports are using Blue Bullets. Excuse me, don't drop that sucker. And they're just very, very economical. They was able to pick up, I think, 1,200 of them for about between $80 and $85. So we were using that, but where I ended up splurging was on the powder. And ended up going with Vihtavuori. After doing some research and reading, I know there's a number of top shooters that use Vihtavuori, and it has a reputation for being fairly clean burning, reliable, all that good stuff. I'm not suggesting it's the only one out there on the market like that. I'm sure there are many others, but it just happened to be what I picked up and started using. And what you have here is what we're going to use for the 9mm loads is N340, which is a medium burning pistol powder. In some of the videos, when you actually see me chronograph the results, you'll hear me make reference that I'm shooting N320, which I had N320 on the mind only because I was shooting N320 for the first 6 months in the 38 specials I was loading. So there are some corrections in the chronograph videos for that. I did learn from reading materials in the Blue Bullets website that loading polymer coated bullets is a little bit different than traditional lead or jacketed bullets. The essential thing here is not to break the polymer coating. Apparently if you do, it's going to add to leading of the barrel. They recommend generally that you use loading data for lead bullets, and that the polymer bullets will usually achieve about 5 to 10 feet per second slower velocity than the published velocity for a given load using lead bullets. So, not breaking the polymer, we did have to go through some experimentation on the belling of the XL650. It took a little bit of time to get that kind of tuned up. The taper, same thing with the taper crimp on the 9mm bullet, ensuring that we don't break the coating as well. But after kind of debugging my technique, that proved to be very reliable. The other component we have on hand is Federal number 100 small pistol primers. These were generally quite readily available when I stocked up on them last almost a year ago now, and I was fortunate to get a sufficient supply to keep me going this year. As everyone knows, it's difficult to find primers at this point. So the Blue Bullets, 125 grain round nose Blue Bullets, Vihtavuori N340, and Federal number 100 pistol primers.